Mike, I got to ask you first about those GDP numbers, because I would imagine for a businessman like yourself, that's absolutely bad news. We are in a recession. How frightening is that for someone who needs to commit capital to get the company to grow?
Yeah, Godfrey, is very scary. It's not surprising, because we see the way the government is running the various SOEs and what's been happening for the last 5 years. This doesn't happen overnight. This is the culmination of 5 years of destruction. So let's hope we're at the bottom, and let's hope a weak rand can stimulate the country. Let's hope government get all the SOEs, which they're doing a good job, I think, now to get them back in order, so we can start building the economy again.
Yeah. When you look at those numbers, I mean, when was the last time you said, "Oh, thank God for the Aussies"? Would you believe it? The Aussies rescuing a South African company.
Yeah.
But that's absolutely what happened in this set of numbers, isn't it? Your key takeaways.
I think fortunately for WBHO, we've been in Australia 20 years now, and we're doing fine there. So we're down about a third of our profits now come from South Africa, which is not the position we wanted to be. We South Africans, we want to build South Africa. But we're not going to sit on our hands while we see what's going on here. We'll go and we'll go and work elsewhere. And we've created our footprint. We're in the UK now. We work in Africa. So, but really this is the engine room, and we've got to be very careful and make sure this engine room stays healthy. Absolutely. Which is not easy in this situation.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you what needs to be done to try to get growth again onto the right path. But just looking at those top line figures, I mean, Australia, 18% revenue growth, and then you're looking at the rest of Africa, 13% revenue growth. South Africa is down 6%. Yeah. Let's talk about the good things. Let's talk about Africa, because that's another good story, right?
Yeah, it's a reasonable story. It's we would like to be doing more work there. We've done more work in the past, but the areas, it's pretty solid and consistent. So we're in West Africa and a lot in all the SADC countries and Zambia. So there's a couple of no-go places, which thank goodness we've been strict on that. And
do they include Nigeria?
Oh yes. So, but. I think Africa is there, will always be there, but it's more important, I think, will be in the future for us, will be the UK and Australia. But most important will be South Africa.
Absolutely. So you've got to get South Africa right. How is that pipeline looking?
Look, our order book is good. I think you'll, in the results, I think our order book is at about 45 billion, which is well above our actual 35 billion turnover, which is always a good sign. Sure. So the order book is good.
And in terms of its construction?
That's all construction. So that's encouraging, but we're starting to feel the effects of the downturn on the building side, especially in South Africa. We were held together really by the private sector. They did a fantastic job over the last 3 years or so. With lack of government spending, but they're also reaching the end now, and I think this poor economy is just really affecting everybody.
So you need government spending to start to rise, and yet we've got another, probably year before we begin to see a government that's properly constituted because of the upcoming elections.
Yeah. So we're in like limbo at the moment, because nobody's really doing anything other than, changing and getting proper governance and proper people into the various state institutes where the money's spent from. But nothing's happening, and I suppose it will take maybe till the elections, maybe there's a handbrake on because of these elections, but let's just hope it happens sooner rather than later. But look, we're not far from the elections, another year to go, and hopefully we'll have a different story to tell.
Are you optimistic though, which is the key, isn't it?
I'm always always optimistic for South Africa. We've been through very difficult times before.
Tell me about it.
I mean, and this construction industry is a wonderful industry. It's been severely damaged, but I would hope it'll recover, because this construction industry has provided infrastructure to this country at hugely good value. No matter what you say about these other things we hear in the background, it's a fantastic industry, and it really needs to be cared for and looked after. And I just hope the government pays attention, because without us, we're not, even if we get the money, we get the SOEs all in place and everybody's doing well. Unless you've got an industry, you're not going to build a modern economy. Will make sure that in a modern growing economy, the biggest employer is construction and all the downstream activities from construction. So there's nothing more important than construction to this country.
Yeah.
So hopefully, I think the penny's dropping, but maybe after the elections, with politics out the way, the penny will drop fully.
Absolutely. We certainly hope it comes sooner. I wanted to chat to you a little bit about the industry, because you do say, yeah, it's in a difficult space. And I remember reporting on this industry for years before 2010 and the heydays of the big profit margins, and then came the downturn. You have survived all of that,
yeah.
And yet some big names have really gone down. I remember the Marion Roberts of this world. I remember Avenge. And today we're talking about penny stocks for some of the stocks like Avenge.
Yeah.
What has it taken to stay as robust and as healthy as you guys have been?
Look, first of all, just to correct you, there's never been good margins in the construction industry. In those days, we managed to get to about 6 or 7%, from our 3%.
It was a bit of double margin, I remember.
It's
on
double
some
margin,
yes.
but at 7%, when you see what these other companies in the industry, in the South African economy make, so I think the construction industry has always provided fantastic value at low margins, at high risk. So why is WBHO different? I just think it's a fantastic company. We've got fantastic people, and we just keep our heads down, and we just, we mitigate the risks, and we execute consistently. Clients love us because they can rely on us.
Sure.
We've got a good balance sheet. Our cash, our cash is there up to about 6 billion now, and you need that working capital at these turnovers to be able to work consistently and provide the strength of the company to get facilities, guarantees, etc. So, no, WBHO is a wonderful company, and I think no matter what they throw at us, we'll survive.
We have seen lately the Germans looking at Marion Roberts, and I was beginning to think maybe there might be an opportunity here for some kind of consolidation as the market speak goes. Do you see that kind of an opportunity?
Godfrey, just remember, Marion Roberts is not in construction anymore. They're gone.
True.
They are in the industrial sector now. They are oil and gas, mining, and mainly outside the country. They took a decision. They obviously, I think they were quite smart. They saw the state of the construction industry coming. They sold off their construction, which was a major thing for all of us. In fact, Marion Roberts, of all people, are not in construction. I mean, that's where we all learned from. I remember as a student, we used to go and work for them. So, it's a big thing that they left, but maybe they left for the good reason, because I think they, from I see their results, they're doing well with their underground mining, etc., but they're not in construction anymore. And, and then we have Avenge Group 5, Basil Reed, really struggling.
Is there room for consolidation?
No.
Not at the moment.
No, I think there's room for growth, internal growth, which we look at, but not consolidation.
Is Mike Wylie still around?
Not for too much longer.
Not for too much longer. Or what's not too much longer?
They would like me to stay on another year. I wanted to finish this year, but I'm going to stay another year, and that will be the end of it.
Let's have another conversation another year. Mike Wylie, Chairman WBHO, thank you for coming in.